Hey there, it's Seb Frey here with another exciting episode of Seb Frey TV. And this one is more exciting than usual because I'm jamming down the highway. I'm going over to San Jose, got a little conference thingy to go to today. But listen, I was just listening to this podcast. I think it's called the Stay Paid Podcast. And they had this guy on there called Bubba Mills. Now, actually, I met Bubba Mills like 8 or 9 years ago at some foreclosure conference somewhere. He was really big in like loss mitigation or like REOs, something like that, back in the financial crisis. So I met the guy. He now has a consulting company that he bought into some years back. And he was talking about, well, he has this book he is writing. It's called You Be You and I'll Be Me, or something like that. And it's all about being true to your authentic self, right? Like, don't hide who you are, just be real. And that's interesting to me because that's kind of what the Seb Frey TV YouTube channel and this whole effort is kind of all about. So that resonated with me. But then I was thinking how, like, a few days ago I was listening to an episode of Estate Uncensored. That's a podcast is done by Greg McDaniel. He's a realtor up in Pleasanton, up in the East Bay. I think it's Pleasanton, Dublin, I don't know, somewhere up there. And Matt's down in San Diego, and they have this podcast, and they use lots of expletives, right? Like Greg, cusses like a sailor, right? God bless him. And he's being his true authentic self, right? I mean, like, he likes to say naughty words, right? And who doesn't, right? But anyway, on that episode of the podcast, they were saying like, oh, I never talk politics with my clients. I don't do it, right? Well, I have, famously on Seb Frey TV here, cast aspersions on our beloved dear leader, President Trump. And, I made no bones about it. I think the guys are racist. I think that if you support Trump, you are condoning racism. I think it's pretty clear the guys are racist. And he's corrupt, right? I mean, like, he's an Islamophobe. He's a misogynist. I mean, it's total cronyism. All the people that, are in his highest orbit and whatnot. So, I made no bones about it, right? I don't like Trump. And, like, hey, is this political talk? Well, Trump's not really a politician, per se. I mean, he is president, right? But, like, he's certainly not, like, a normal politician. I make no bones about the fact that I just think that Trump is a douchebag, right? I mean, like, the guys are racist, and that's what I feel. And, I have some clients, I'm in California, I'm in the Bay Area. Trump is not widely, admired here in the Bay Area. And I have some clients who do support Trump. And will I alienate my clients by saying that, I think Trump's a douchebag? Maybe I will, but I think that while I may alienate some clients, I may also attract other clients who are saying, I want to work with a realtor who's not afraid to say publicly from the rooftops, I think Trump is a racist, sexist piece of shit, right? I mean, I think there's some people who are like, I like that in a realtor, right? And I think that the people who support Trump, a lot of them probably run into people around here anyway. Almost everybody. I mean, certainly the overwhelming majority of people don't support Trump, so they must be quite accustomed to having their support for Trump challenged, right? I'm sure many people find it to be revolting, just like me, right? So I really don't think that, hey, you know what? I don't feel like I really can stay silent. I really don't feel like I should stay silent. And I feel like if I am staying silent, I'm not being me, right? I don't like Trump, and I want everybody to know it. And if you don't want to work with me because you love Trump, God bless it. You know what? There's literally a million other realtors you could work with. And actually in California, there's only 206,000 of them, or whatever. So I just wanted to share that with you and get that off my chest. Speaking of sharing, if you would share this episode of Seb Frey TV with all your friends, families, and co-workers who also think Trump's a douchebag, I'd appreciate it. That would be awesome. And ideally, those who are also contemplating buying or selling real estate, that would be like super bueno. All right. Hey, I should do an episode in Spanish one of these days. That'd be interesting. I wonder if I'll get even less views if I do it in Spanish, or maybe I'll get more views. I don't know. All right. Well, that is it for this episode of Seb Frey TV. Thanks so much for watching. I'll have another episode up again before too long.